guys, welcome to a really quick new video. I'm talking a bit quietly because Adam's on the phone. My parents are with Tommy downstairs, so I thought I would just quickly jump on and give you an update today before I say all the light. It's very dark out there, so I thought I would jump on and give you just a quick update. As you'll see from the title, it's like my 21/22 week pregnancy update. I did mean to film like me going to the hospital and walking in and everything, but it was just so chaotic this morning. I just didn't get a chance, so I'm very sorry about that. So I thought I would sit down and give you an update. But before we do, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do consider it. You just do it underneath this video. You just click the subscription button and then the bell that comes up after it. Excuse me. And then you'll get notified of all my future uploads. So yeah, sorry, Adam's jacket keeps hitting the radiator. Bear with me. Just gonna take it off because it's annoying me. So yeah, today I had my 21-ish week consultant appointment and cervix scan, which was fine. The scan was on time, which was lovely, and I'm just going to look at my report to show you. So my cervix length measured 69.8 millimeters, so apparently my cervix is actually growing, so that's a good sign. So that's really good. I took my mum with me today because Adam had a meeting. So yeah, I took my mum with me so that she could come and see, because they do an outside scan as well. I didn't take her with me just to see my cervix, don't worry. So yeah, I went and had that done. And the consultant appointment was after, but it was actually an hour and a half late after my appointment, which was a bit of a joke. I'm not here to come down on the NHS or start anything on here about that, but yeah, it was a bit of a joke, to be honest. Yeah, we moved, but it was an hour and a half late. He didn't really have much to say apart from that there's nothing to worry about at the moment. My swabs came back normal, my blood pressure was normal. However, I had to do a sample of wee, and apparently that showed, I think it was white blood cells or something, possibly. So they're going to send that off to a lab to check what that means. But again, he wasn't very forthcoming with information. This consultant I actually don't like seeing. I think he's a bit rubbish. I like my original consultant, but yeah, it was just a bit rubbish, consultant wise. But yeah, it was apparently, yeah, I was showing white blood cells, which is a marker for an infection, but he won't give me antibiotics because he said he doesn't want to give me antibiotics unnecessarily, so we move. And then obviously I had my scan, so just trying to cover up anything because my details. There's some scan picture, so there's his feet coming up here and there's his face. So yeah, there he is, all his glory. He is definitely still a boy. So we saw that, so yeah, that's my scan picture. And yeah, it was just a bit long, the appointment. But yeah, it was all really well, really good. It went really well. He's growing as he should be. Everything's closed and long down there, which is good. So I thought I would tell you sort of like symptoms I'm having at this time. As you can tell as well, I seem to wear this boohoo maternity outfit for my appointments. So yeah. Be prepared, this will be the outfit I wear. So symptoms, I am really tired but struggling to sleep. I think it's just pregnancy insomnia. So yeah, just gotta get on with it really. If you see me looking down here, it's because I've got my little notebook here. I've got the most awful hip pain. It's got better the last few days, but then it just sort of flares up. And all the things they tell you to avoid, like don't carry heavy shopping bags, don't carry heavy humans, like a toddler. But I have a toddler, so yeah. I can now feel movements on the outside rather than just on the inside now. So I was like watching TV the other day, and he's still head down, I know that from today as well. And to the left I could feel like him moving. I'm assuming it's his feet. And yeah, I could actually feel it, and then I got Adam to come over and sit with me and he felt it as well, so that was really nice. So I can definitely feel movements on the outside. He's definitely a wriggler, more at night time than anything else, which is just great. When you want to go to sleep, you're like, oh, okay, can we have a party, you know, during the day? But yeah, they're my sort of symptoms. And like I've put feelings, and I've noticed the last sort of week or so I've definitely now started to worry about the prospect or risk of possibly having another premature baby, and that's only, you know, 10 weeks away maybe. Because I had Tommy at 31 plus 1. So yeah, that sort of fear and anxiety is setting in. But I do have a call tomorrow with the Ocean team, which is my like birth trauma midwife support midwife thing that I have. I'm going to do a separate video about that, explaining a bit more in detail about it. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. I will do that separately. So I'm going to speak to her about that tomorrow. And yeah, I will probably come back on here and update you with it, to be honest. Just let you know what's going on. I probably won't video my phone call. If I do, I'll probably time lapse it and put music over it. But yeah, I'll update you after the phone call and let you know what she said. I think tomorrow we are planning the dates. I'm going to go into the labour ward and neonatal for an in-depth walk around, because I've got some sort of anxieties around that, which, as you can tell, I'm already getting like talking about. But today, because my mum came with me, she'd actually knitted some things for the neonatal unit, so we dropped them off, and I didn't go like in, I went into the reception bit of it, which was like a massive step for me. Like a few weeks ago I couldn't even ring the bell. So yeah, and I saw the nurse that looked after Tommy, which was lovely. So yeah, that was, yeah. I'm like getting really like talking about it. I'm glad I done it. But I was only at the reception. I didn't go into like where he actually like laid and was. So that will be interesting to do when I have to do it with the Ocean team and I do more in depth. Yeah, it was a lot to process, and yeah, I'll take a few days to process it. I think it was, you know, I done it and I patted myself on the back on the way down. I'll tell my midwife tomorrow that I done it. But yeah, I'm proud of myself, but it's a little bit like war at the moment, especially when I'm starting to feel the fears of the possibility of it happening again. The nurse who looked after Tori was like, we really hope not to see you again, and I was like, yes, me too. So yeah, I won't harp on about that any longer, but I will come back on tomorrow to update you with my call, like what's happened, what the plan is, And then, like I said, I'm obviously going to do like the birth trauma in a separate video and explain like why I'm doing this and things like that and how it works. So I'm going to crack on and I will catch up with you guys tomorrow. Hi guys, so I thought I'd pop back on and catch up with you regarding, I think the last time I spoke to you, it was the day before my next like phone call appointment. So it's a couple of days later now. It's now Sunday and that was on Thursday that I had the phone call. Which has been a bit busy, and also, to be honest, I didn't really fancy coming on at that time. My head's just been a tad bit all over the place, but it's fine, you know, it's to be expected. But I had a phone call with my, well, they're called the Ocean team at my hospital, and they're like the birth trauma midwives. And I have one assigned to me because of obviously everything that happened with Tommy. I am going to do a separate video going through everything about the Ocean team, and like explain how I got into it and like what they do. I don't want to bore you with that in this video. I'll just make it a separate video so that if anyone who's maybe going through the same thing maybe wants to watch it, then they don't have to like watch another video to get to that information. I'll just do it separately, and if you don't want it then you don't have to watch it. So that's my plan. So I'm going to film that in the next week or so, I think. I'm going to do some content planning today, because I've got a few ideas and stuff I want to do, and like the kind of the order I want to do it, so I'm going to do that today. So just keep an eye on my channel if that's something you'd want to watch, then it will be coming soon. So yeah, I had my phone call with Emma from the Ocean team. It was an hour long. It was really good. It was, I think obviously I had to explain that a lot of my like fear and anxiety is coming back around having a premature baby. And she just said, like, I can tell already, like before you'd even told me, she said she could just tell that I was just like, oh. So we talked through that. I also had a chat with her about some of the announcements that have come through at my local hospital that were adding to said fear and anxiety. So they've got rid of, like, I don't know what you would call it, like the dining room in the maternity ward, or like postnatal ward, I think they call it. But my panic there was when I was in neonatal with Tommy, I wasn't an inpatient, so I was discharged, he was still an inpatient. But what they'd done is if you had a baby in neonatal and you were the mum, you could go and have the food. So you could go into the dining room, you could have lunch and dinner. I was never there for breakfast. I'm pretty sure you could have had breakfast, but I wasn't there. Well, now they're taking that away to make room for more of a triage space, which is absolutely fine. I'm not saying they shouldn't do that. But because my panic now was, if I was to have a premature baby again, I wouldn't be an inpatient, because for my mental health, I can't do that. You know, I couldn't be on a ward with women that have their babies and I don't, for a second time, because that's why I discharged myself the first time. So now they're saying the food will be brought to you, but if I'm not an inpatient, how do I get the food? Because I was there with Tommy for 4 weeks, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, I can't afford to feed myself every day. Like I can take lunches and stuff, but trust me, when you have a baby in neonatal, you're not really there in the morning like, oh, I'll just make my lunch. You just want to like pump your breast milk and get out of the house. Like, you don't even do it. I didn't do my hair most days. I didn't put any makeup on most days. Like, yeah, you pump your milk because that's what you really need to do, and then you go. So like the thought of making lunches or having to go and buy lunch, it was a great thing to have. So now I'm a bit worried about that. But she said, don't worry, they're like obviously going to factor that in. So I'm assuming that will be brought round to neonatal or something. Well, hopefully it won't be an issue because I won't be in there. But I think these are just the things that a lot of people think you don't think about. Like, a lot of people just say, oh, well, you know, Tommy's fine now. Like, you're not there anymore. But these are the things you do think about, especially when you are like privy to the information now. Bear with me, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm not. So yeah, I think it was one of those things I didn't have to worry about should we be going through that journey again. And now it is something I've got to now worry about on top of everything else I've got to worry about, if that makes sense. So she said don't worry about that because they're going to sort it out. So hopefully, I'll take her word for it and it'll be fine. They also announced that they were not going to provide milk on the postnatal ward, which is fine. Like, I don't think they should provide milk to everyone. You know, you should be responsible for taking your own milk in. Like, I fully get that. My worry was having a dairy-free husband and a dairy-free firstborn. Would they provide me dairy-free milk? Now, she said no because they wouldn't know within the first... So if I was there for a few days, for example, they wouldn't know in the first few days whether that allergy was there yet. But I said the trouble with Tommy is when they took him to Addenbrooke's with suspected neck, which is like a bowel issue, I don't think it was that. I think that was his allergy showing up because he was on normal formula, and as soon as he had my breast milk, which was technically dairy-free at the time, he was fine. So I think it was his allergy which showed up pretty quickly, because that was on day 4 or 5 that he went. So, I mean, I'm no doctor, I'm just putting 2 and 2 together. But I don't live a dairy-free lifestyle now. And also, I don't need you to come at me in the comments and be like, well, it's easy, you just breastfeed. I don't want to breastfeed. That is my choice, and that is my right to have that choice. It's just not something I want to do. It's not something I've ever wanted to do, and it's not something I'm going to be forced to do, which is what I feel like the hospital are almost trying to do. Because I read the comments underneath the post about not giving the milk, and they said it's to promote breastfeeding. But then a lot of the patients and mums were saying there was not enough staff to help support that. So babies were going like 6 to 8 hours without food, and to me that's just not acceptable. So yeah, I'm not planning on breastfeeding. I may express, I haven't decided yet. I have like the kit to do it. I haven't decided what I'm going to do. I think again it just depends on when they turn up, and sort of the lifestyle we're going to have, because, you know, a pumping schedule is quite rigorous and I have a toddler, so yeah, we'll see. But yes, do not come at me in the comments please about breastfeeding, because it's not something I want to do and it's not something I'm going to be forced into doing. So enough said on that matter. Not that I have anything against breastfeeding mums. Like, I think you're all superheroes and you do what's right for you, but it's just not right for me. So I don't want any comments about it. So yeah, I'm gonna research the like ready-made milk that you can take in, because I want to research, I'm trying to be very cost effective. I want to research how much the then formula powder will be after that, because I don't want to get him hooked on to a certain milk and then the powder's really expensive. So yeah, I'm going to do that and have a look at how much they all are, and just maybe like write myself a list. I think I'll be looking at Kendamil, Cow and Gate, SMA and Aptamil. They're like the top 4 really, aren't they? So I don't doubt that I'm going to be down the GP getting the dairy-free stuff at some point, because let's be honest, with a dairy-free husband and a dairy-free firstborn, the likelihood is that's where we're going. So yeah, I'm going to research those and see which one's the best, to be honest. But yeah, that was that one. And then we planned my visit in for visiting the delivery ward and the neonatal ward again. Now, I know earlier in this video I told you that I visited to drop some stuff off with my mum, but it was literally 5 minutes and I didn't go like in. This will be a more in-depth walk around, so yeah, not looking forward to that. I'm literally shitting my pants. But yeah, we move. I've got to do it for my own sanity. There are reasons I know I've got to do it, which I won't bore you with in this video. I'm probably going to do a separate video of like the day I go, so that you're like in the moment with me, if that makes sense. Yeah, I feel like that's the better thing to do, rather than like bore you with all of it now and then do another video. So I'll just do the video and tell you like my thoughts and feelings, and I think that would be more like raw and honest for you, because like today I can maybe control how I feel about it, whereas on the day you will get a real honest representation of how I'm feeling, and afterwards as well. So yeah, I thought I would let you know that that's happening. Look out for that video as well. And we talked through my birth plan as well and the bits I've put on there. So again, I'm going to do that in a separate video, maybe closer to the time, because I think that's what I've done for now. But I am only 22 weeks, so things could change. So yeah, that's it for my 21 to 22 week update. Sorry it's gone on for a bit longer than I anticipated, but I'm gonna head off now to film a couple more videos, and I will probably catch up with you guys again for an update probably around the 24 week mark maybe. I have another appointment, so that would make sense. So yeah, I'll maybe catch up with you like a 24 week update, let you know what's happening, because that's my last like cervix and consultant appointment that I know of, and hopefully they'll give me a plan going forward so I can come on and discuss that with you guys. So yeah, keep an eye out for that one as well, and I will catch up with you guys very soon. If you did like this video, please do consider subscribing to my channel. It does only take a few moments and is completely free, so I would really appreciate it if you could do that, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.